Tonight on CTV, hear from students of CSU about the state of campus safety, as well as a new scholarship being offered by ASCSU.
Then, Fort Collins is embracing its creativity through an art exhibit sparking social change, and a handful of public murals.
This and much more on CTV, starting now. Good evening, Rams. I'm JJ Mckinney.
And I'm Mattison Brumagim. Thank you for joining us tonight.
Students of CSU were woken up by a very unexpected surprise Friday morning when an Earth Sign visitor made its way to the Oval. The young black bear made its way from the wilderness to campus in the early morning after bear sightings at Fort Collins came in the night before. Students were taken aback as they watched a bear use its bare hands to climb a 20-foot tree. Authorities attempted to close off the Oval as they used the bare necessities needed to take him down safely. After 2 hours, the bear was placed in a cage and removed off of campus grounds. This comes after another bear was sighted on campus earlier this month. The bear was eventually taken back to the wilderness, where some students say it got back to its real job, teaching campers about how to prevent wildfires.
September is National Campus Safety Awareness Month, so I decided to go out on the plaza and see exactly what CSU students think about the safety here on campus.
I mean, I guess I personally just feel safe because, I'm a guy, and it sucks to say that, but I am part of the LGBTQ community. Sometimes people have shouted things at me, not so great things. For me personally, it never really made me feel unsafe, but for other people, I'm sure it does. It makes them maybe not feel like they can express themselves as much as they want to.
I think campus is honestly one of the safest places in Fort Collins. I'm out pretty late at night once my activities are done, walking by myself, and I've never really found myself in a situation where I've been scared or worried. And all of our blue lights and safe walk and ram ride and our PD that we have is just right by.
I feel safe. As a male, I think it's different, and I'm not really here alone very often either, which helps. I think CSU PD does a great job keeping us safe and alerting us when there's dangers on campus.
One of my friends, his friend was walking at campus by herself at night, and she heard a rustling in the bush, and she felt really unsafe. So she called Safe Walk and the PD, and they came and checked it out. It was just a bunny, but she was just glad to have a little bit of extra, support and people there to help her. So.
If there is ever a moment while on campus where you do not feel safe or in danger, you may want to utilize CSU resources such as the call boxes, even if it is just a bunny in the bushes.
The community is looking for answers after the local monument, Veterans Plaza, was vandalized. A monitor that displays an interactive heroes list of veterans was smashed in its stone pillar in what authorities described as the worst act of vandalism the plaza has ever seen. This comes after the theft of 5 service flags from Memorial Grounds in 2020. The monitor is expected to cost over $12,000 to replace. While the monitor is being replaced, another monitor in this park is temporarily expected to display the names of veterans. While the monitor is expected to be covered by insurance fully, the Veterans Plaza of Fort Collins is asking for any donations from the community to offset the cost.
Speaking of veterans, Leo Haberkamp, a Marine veteran, is now the program director for Colorado Krya McKinley Fort Collins for self-defense. I was able to go and check out and learn a few self-defense tips that I know may come in handy for the future.
Attention, we assume we're on.
When it comes to campus safety or any safety for anybody, really, we always want to make sure that, again, that awareness portion is done a lot of, right? One of the biggest things, unfortunately, is technology in this day and age has distracted us a lot. So when walking around either at night or in the day, we always tell people to not look at their phones unless it's needed, rather have an earpiece into their ear so they can talk to somebody, so they can keep their head on a swivel at all times. Wear beanies instead of hoods so you have peripheral vision, and always make eye contact with everybody you see so you can get good and accurate descriptions of people in case something poorly goes wrong.
Bear hug from behind. We are assuming, right, that you're walking down the path, trying to get to your dorm, and someone picks you up. If you're a girl, they're most likely trying to take you away somewhere. If you're a dude, they're still gonna pick you up and they're just gonna dump you on your head. That's where you see this happen. now I am heavy. It's hard for him to pick me up. But I'm just going to beat an angry washing machine and elbow him, bouncing my elbows off of his head back and forth until he's loosened up enough for me to face him. The big thing about me being able to teach this to you right now is that you've not practiced this. It's a video. You're trying it out with your friends, and it feels awkward to try and hit someone, doesn't it? Shouldn't feel awkward. They've attacked you. You need to remember they've attacked you. So if I can send you home with anything, it's that you need to be aggressive.
There are 3 A's that are important to remember when it comes to self-defense: awareness, assessment, and action.
A Larimer County Sheriff's deputy was found justified in his use of deadly force in a standoff in June. District Attorney Gordon McLaughlin ruled in favor of Deputy Lance Cartwright's shooting of Robert Webb. While Cartwright's gunshot was labeled as a significant factor that contributed to his death, the coroner's office ruled his cause of death to be a fatal intoxication. This is after they discovered Webb had actually several times the fatal fentanyl levels in his system when he died. Authorities had a warrant to arrest Webb for possession with the intent to manufacture and distribute methamphetamine. When Webb was cornered by police, witnesses reported Webb had a gun and stated he was going to kill himself. A gunfight started after Webb did not listen to the officer's commands, when Webb was shot and later died.
With so many cars on campus, it may be stressful to keep track of your own vehicle.
Luckily, our reporter Gavin Wolf joins us live in the studio with more on parking at CSU. Gavin?
Thanks, guys. If you've ever found yourself driving on campus, you might have experienced difficulty parking. I met with Parking and Transportation Services to learn more about parking at CSU. Parking and Transportation Services have a unique role here on campus.
We get no funding from the central part of CSU. So no student tuition, fees, or tax revenue come to us. So any money that we spend on building parking lots or employing new technology has to come from permit holders.
But many students are concerned about parking passes this semester.
I've had so many times where I've gotten here and I can't find parking, and I got the Z pass and I can't find parking. So it's really frustrating.
Permits are not oversold. I think there's a perception that most students drive, most students don't drive. So I think when there's this perception of them being oversold, there's a high demand on different areas of campus for people to park. And when they go to those parking areas, there's no parking spaces.
As you can see behind me, the parking lots here on campus do tend to fill up pretty quickly in the morning. Now, what does this mean for students who are struggling to find a place to park?
The frustration is just you don't know where you're going to park and you don't know where you're going to go. If you're really running late, I recommend don't enter into the heart of campus. Go stay on the perimeter. The other thing would be lot 473. So I would recommend there or lot 240 by the stadium, Hughes Way. Those are usually the last. Things fill up east and then move west.
Aside from knowing where you can park, planning ahead is important.
Your first big rush of class attendance is at 11. So you're going to start seeing a rush of people coming all at the same time. And that's also going to add to your congestion. But if they can build a schedule that gives a buffer where they're not waiting until everybody's coming to class at that time, that would really help relieve probably a lot of their stress.
The department also has big plans for the future.
We do actively have a document going out to find a vendor that can potentially provide a mobile app option and could provide variable signs that we could put on the perimeter of campus. We just don't know what vendor we're going to find, so we're really early on.
For an interactive parking map, you can visit maps.colostate.edu. The Parking and Transportation Department emphasizes the importance of student communication. If you have any questions or suggestions, you can email parking@colostate.edu or call 970-491-2017. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Gavin. Hopefully this sheds some light on every vehicle owner on campus. It kind of makes me wonder, do you have any parking horror stories?
Maybe not horror stories, but I did have a girl roll down her window the other day and ask if I wanted to do paper, scissors, and I won. So that was pretty cool.
It's crazy.
But it's pretty hard.
Yeah.
So, research from CSU found that recent wildfires in northern Colorado could impact current and future snowpack. In burnt forests, snow will melt quicker due to the lack of trees deflecting energy away from the ground. According to Stephanie Camp, professor in the Department of Ecosystem Science at CSU, snow melted 14 days quicker in burnt forest as opposed to unburnt forest at higher elevations. These impacts, while they may seem insignificant, can cause problems for areas in Colorado that rely heavily on mountain snowpack for water supply. Northern Colorado could also see a shorter snow season as a result of the recent wildfires. As of right now, it's too early to tell. However, if you've stepped outside in the last 2 days, you might have noticed that temperatures have dropped.
Could winter be upon us earlier than we actually expected? Adam Collison is up next to let you in on all that you need to know. Stay tuned. Welcome back from the break, Rams.
You may want to open up your calendars on the 26th because a mobile clinic will be coming to CSU to provide vaccines for COVID-19, monkeypox, and the flu. The clinic will be in an RV located in the Moby Arena parking lot from 9 in the morning until 5 in the afternoon. There are limited amounts of COVID boosters, and they will be administered on a first-come, first-served basis. To reserve your vaccine, you can register with Colorado Department of Public Health and Environment's sign-up form. Shifting topics, are you in the position to look for a scholarship to apply for?
Well, look no further. Our ASCSU beat reporter, Krya McKinley, joins us live in the studio to tell us about how they may have what you're looking for. Krya?
Thanks, guys. 2 weeks ago, the first ASCSU meeting took place. One point of discussion during the meeting was the PACE Scholarship. The PACE Scholarship is a $4,500 award that can be awarded to students that set the pace by living a well-balanced lifestyle.
So the PACE Setter Scholarship, it reads that a PACE Setter is a student who sets the pace by living a well-balanced life of academics, extracurricular activities, and community service, while maintaining a healthy lifestyle for themselves. They serve as a leader to their peers and will continue to do so past their collegiate years.
Applications for this scholarship are on the ASCSU website. The $4,500 award will be divided equally among winners. Another focal point of the meeting was the Student Fee Review Board. Elijah said that the Student Fee Review Board is in charge of $80 million. There are 18 different fee areas that will present their financial needs to ASCSU. The Student Fee Review Board is an integral part of student life at Colorado State University. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Krya. It's great to see that student government is finding new ways to support their student body.
Art can be used as a tool to spark social change, educate others, and unite the community. This is especially true for the Black community. Now, one local Fort Collins artist hopes to do just that with an exhibit she created for the Black experience.
I forgot who I did this one. This is my favorite one.
Artist Louise Cutler knows a thing or two about the power the arts have given to the Black community. With Fort Collins only containing a Black population of 1.6%, Cutler uses her art to give the people a voice.
If you go into some of the major museums and cultural institutions, the Black American voice has not been heard. It actually has been snuffed out because you do not see enough Black American artists within these institutions.
All of this can be seen in Cutler's new exhibit, A Culture Preserved, held at the Museum of Art in Old Town, Fort Collins.
Being able to share this exhibit with Fort Collins is allowing Fort Collins to see how Black people and Black Americans see themselves not how you see us.
World-famous artists came together to create images that portray the Black experience. Cutler speaks all about these art pieces and what they mean for the Black community.
Being able to present who we are, the way we envision ourselves, not the way we have been taught or shown in America, and then to be able to do it in Fort Collins has literally given people a voice.
With paintings and sculptures capturing the spirit of a united people, Cutler highlights the good that comes when people aspire to change.
I love being able to show these kinds of exhibits because it provokes conversation, and conversation provokes healing, and conversation brings about change.
A culture preserved will be at the Museum of Art until October 16th. While this exhibit will be leaving in the near future, Cutler, along with other artists, have more plans to uplift the Black community in Fort Collins.
You know, it seems art is a constant around Fort Collins lately.
That's right. Apart from this amazing art exhibit, our future reporter, Zoe Heyman, has more about how other projects are circulating around town. Zoe?
Thanks, guys. Fort Collins is known for having art all over the place, more specifically, murals. A lot of the murals you see around town are because of the FC Mural Project.
The Fort Collins Mural Project is a nonprofit that's been around since 2015, and what we do is we facilitate murals on local businesses. So if a local business doesn't have the money to pay $20 to $40 a square foot for a muralist, we fundraise to pay for that, and we also put money in local artists' pockets.
I had the opportunity to talk to one of these local artists about the mural she is painting off of Elizabeth Street.
My name is Marissa Napolitano. I go by Reverie Art. The reason I want to be a part of Fort Collins Mural Project is I think it's an amazing organization. I've wanted to paint in this festival since I moved to Denver 5 years ago. I just think it's amazing what they've been able to accomplish here, and anything that can bring art to a community is something I want to be a part of.
Without the encouragement and support from the Fort Collins community, this project would not be able to happen.
Not only is the community really supportive, but also everyone on the team has obviously been working tirelessly and has been super supportive, really there for every one of the artists, and has made the experience really beautiful and easy for us.
We're here to boost careers and really help these artists take off. So any little penny that comes our way is always used to help fund them. And we start over from zero every year raising money, so we always need the help to get it going again every single year and pay at least 10 artists to get moving.
The next time you see a magnificent mural when you're walking down the street, maybe thank the artists and staff behind the FC Mural Project. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Zoe. And with that, Rams, that's all the news we have for you tonight.
Stick around, though. Leah Kakowski will end tonight's show with a special feature about CSU's very own women's swim team. Stay tuned.